What's up, everybody? I'm Tam, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe because if you don't, my channel is difficult to find and you may never find it again. So, how do you survive people with personality disorders like borderlines, narcissists, or people with complex PTSD, which can be associated with borderline personality disorder? There are some similarities and there are some differences, but how do you survive toxic people? If you put a person with BPD or narcissism or complex PTSD next to another everyday average person, what will you find? What are the differences? The feelings that people with personality disorders invoke or evoke in other people is toxic, it's harsh, it's big, it's grand, it's shaking, it's jarring. I know last week I sat down with someone who had been dealing with someone with borderline personality disorder, and they were just totally shook. And this was a very strong person, and he didn't know really that the person had borderline personality disorder, but he was shaken by that because you're going in for one experience and you come out with another one. It's kind of like you go into a place for a big giant ice cream cone loaded with fudge and all of these wonderful things, and you come out the back door with a jar full of raw elements that you can't even eat. I mean, it's kind of like that. You go in for a pleasant evening out and you come back after you've experienced a rainstorm or a hailstorm or a tornado or a hurricane. It's that extreme. It's like the things that you have to deal with your normal average person. Not to say that normal average people can't have difficulties or moments as well, but it's not the same as when you have these difficult, really draining, exhausting experiences with people with BPD, NPD, or complex PTSD, because these people think differently, they survive differently, they are sensitive to things that we are not sensitive to, so they can become enraged for things that don't make sense. They have different reasonings, or you could be triggering their abandonment fears or their rejection fears without trying to do so. And now you have a monster on your hands when you were only trying to help, or you just said something very simple. And now you have this person who's attacking you, coming for you, after you, clinging to you, not letting you go, having unrealistic expectations about what you mean to them, what you're supposed to do for them. You can barely take care of yourself and your own junk that you have going on in your life, let alone trying to step into a situation in which someone needs rescuing. So, really quickly, just some cases and points for each one of these people. With a narcissist, let's say you're dealing with them, you might get pounced on, treated like dirt, talked down to, told you're stupid, you're an idiot. Or if they're playing nice, but you work with them, they're going to also leech onto you as an extension of themselves to be their rescuer, their savior, because they also have deep insecurities, but they can also have unrealistically high expectations. They want a flunky, and they want you to be their flunky. They want you to be at their beck and call. Forget your job. Forget what you need to get done. I need you by my side at most times of the day because I have insecurities, but the things I need you to do are so impossible to complete. And you're not going to be able to complete those things because I need you beside me, being my flunky, being at my beck and call, being an extension to myself. They can wear you the blank out. People don't realize that piece about narcissists either, which I talk a lot about in my book, that they're not just mean, cruel people, and then the person who's rescuing them can start to feel sorry for them, which is also bad because you have a consciousness and, oh, they're going through this and they have this happening and poor them. What about poor you? And when you're in a work situation with a boss who is narcissistic, they have a lot of power and control. And they use that power and control because you need your job to eat every day and pay your bills. And to go somewhere else is going to take work. You're going to have to apply somewhere. What if you can't find another job and you're stuck with this person who's blackmailing you? I mean, they may not be, and it may be hard to justify what exactly they're doing to you that's bad enough for it to be fireable for them. Not only that, but sometimes the people who have the ability to fire them are scared of them because narcissists scare people. So you're stuck in a toxic situation where these people, because the narcissists exploit, they use, they abuse, they ride on the backs of, make your life miserable because you're there to serve them. And try asking them to help you. You're going to get some stuttering and some stammering. They might help you so that they're building a case so that you can rescue them. But they are something else. And then borderlines, you got to tend to them every day, all day. You have to accept phone calls every day or several times a day. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing now? What are you guys talking about? Everything is geared towards, are you about to abandon me? Please don't leave me. And that might sound very simple, but that is a very difficult existence, being attached to someone who doesn't trust that the world is not going to abandon them. They will be there the next second, the next moment, the next day, the next month, the next year, for years to come. But you got this person being too clingy, too needy, obsessed with you, stalking you basically. And it's hard. That is really triggering for a lot of people to have somebody that's that needy, that clingy, that freaked out, that I need you every second of the day as well. You can't move, you can't get anything done. I'm going to have a temper tantrum on you because I don't know where you're going and what you're doing and are you leaving me and please don't go. That is hard to survive. And then what about complex PTSDs? All of these have some abandonment fears. They may not be as extreme as a borderline, but they're there and they can be triggered and they can make all of them start freaking out for different reasons. So your C-PTSD, they are the fighters, not just I'm going into a complete tantrum, meltdown, rage, or you're about to leave me, so I'm going crazy. No, they just like to fight. They pick fights, they start fights, they attack people, they can pick on people, they can get locked in on someone. You could be their friend one day and then they're turning on you the next because I'm still testing you. I may not be needy in the same way that a borderline is. I might need more space. I need more time to myself because I don't really trust people and I'm more independent than that. But if you do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing, if they don't see eye to eye with you, or they feel like, well, I need to make this move because of my own selfish reasons, which could be survival or feeling okay. And now this person that I'm dependent on, maybe you tried to help them. So now I'm going to come after you because you're messing up my agenda, or we're not in agreement. And why are you, sometimes it's not about them. Sometimes there's somebody in their life that you're trying to help and protect, or you're trying to enlighten, or get some help that person needs, and now you've triggered C-PTSD, or they're making demands because they may like, some of them like to stay super busy or have different activities or things that they do to keep their anxiety levels down, and somehow you're interfering with that, or I need you to be a part of this project with me. They can be very demanding about what they want and how they want it done. And they have a different type of energy because they need to fill up their energy so that they don't feel anxiety. And once they're mad at you, they can stay mad at you and wreak all kinds of havoc as well. So how do you survive these people? You have to figure out how to put yourself first. Sometimes, number two, you have to fail them. And that's difficult to do because it could trigger a monster. So you might want to fail them in small, tiny doses where, oops, I forgot to do that. Or oops, didn't get around to that. Oops, I didn't answer your phone call. Oops. So you might want to have some small oopses where you put yourself first and you get the things done that you need to get done, because these people don't care what your miseries are. They're not going to even hear them half the time because they're so busy trying to get you to make them okay when they may never be fully okay. So you have to figure out small and big ways to put yourself first. And sometimes in a work situation, you may have to prioritize what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, what things that you can just not get to, because these people are really difficult to let go of. Ultimately, you want to find a new location. If you're in a romantic relationship, if you can get out of it, then get out of it. I mean, if you can figure out a way to get away from these people, do that. If not, you're going to have to do some things in small doses. Check out my book, The Workplace Narcissist, where I talk to you about some strategies and things that you can do and use, because somebody needs to come to your rescue. Okay, that's super important. So if you liked my video,
please, 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 please like it.
I do this to help. I'm trying to share my knowledge that I know to help someone out there, because I know how difficult this could be. So, and I really appreciate you guys hanging with me today, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, my wonderful people.